I want to know if I can take a loss on my real estate syndication investments as a result of my wife being a qualified real estate professional. I say, well, it depends. Number one, you're going to have to make an aggregation election. This is an election only available to real estate professionals, which means that the real estate professional chooses to aggregate all of their long term rentals so that they are considered one activity. This also allows them to aggregate their syndication investments into the big pool of activities that they are going to consider one activity. And what this allows them to do is meet the material participation test, which allows any losses from that syndication investment to be roped in and essentially used to offset W 2 income, right? So you meet reps, which is real estate professional. You work more than 750 hours in qualifying in real property trades and businesses, and you spent more than 50% of your time working in real property trades and business. That gets you in the door. Next, you have to meet the material participation tests for any long term rental that you want to take a loss on. And if you happen to not meet that material participation test for any specific rental that you want to take a loss on, your option is to aggregate so that the hours you spent materially participating on one or two rentals count towards your entire portfolio. Same logic applies with the syndication, but the gross rents from the syndication cannot represent more than 10% of your overall rents. If they do, now you're limited to which material participation tests you can pass. Basically, it's the more than 500 hours test. There's a couple other ones, but the main point is you cannot use substantially all. You cannot use the 100 hours and more than anybody else. Of those three main tests that real estate professionals use, it has to be the 500-hour or more test if the gross rents from your syndication investment represent more than 10% of the total rents you collected. If the gross rents from the syndication are less than 10% of the total gross rents you collected, you are free to use any of the material participation tests, including the substantially all or 100 hours and more than anybody else. So, what this tells us is you got to create a tax. Hey, my name is Arash. I help people create plans to pay less in taxes. Did you know if you like, subscribe, and comment on my videos, you will automatically save 10% in taxes? Okay, that's actually not true. Also, I need to let you know that none of this video should be taken as tax advice. However, I would love to give you individualized tax advice. All you have to do is schedule a consultation on my website, link below.